Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO movie set review. Today we're going to be looking at set number 70816, Benny's Spaceship! This set includes 940 pieces, originally retailed for $99.99 back in June of 2014. Now this year marks the 8th anniversary of the LEGO movie, and it also marks the 90th anniversary of LEGO in general, so I thought that this would make a fun review for this particular week. So getting right into the box art design, we have that classic LEGO movie box art where you see that film strip with the logo at the top, regular stuff off the side, minifigures at the bottom, and a pretty basic blurry background there with the main picture of the set. I do really like that they pay emphasis to just the set in general, as opposed to making this background completely detailed in terms of Bricksburg. Spinning us to the back of the box and taking a look at what we have going on there, we get some other looks at this particular set, in addition to some of the smaller features located at the bottom, and also a small advertisement for the LEGO Movie video game, which I think is an okay video game, definitely better than the sequel's video game, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for the box art, so let's take a look at the instructions, minifigures, and the final overall model. Within this set, we get a total of 2 instruction manuals. Taking a look at the first one, pretty much mimic the front of the box there. Very back, you get your win guy, and it can flip right open to a LEGO Club advertisement, and also again for the LEGO Movie video game. And transitioning to the second instruction manual, from the back of that one, we get a pretty nice advertisement of some of the other sets available from the time period. Only other 2 that I own are these in the middle right there, which I don't think I'll be reviewing those anytime soon. Pretty nice sets though overall. Get your piece count for 2 pages, leading on to another additional page, a Legoland advertisement, an advertisement for the DC sets available from the time period here, which I really like. Some of these sets, I own this one, and I own the smallest one, and also the one with the Riddler there. I don't own the one with Man-Bat. Maybe I'll get that one someday. Though pretty nice wave from DC, celebrating its 10th anniversary this year in 2022. And then we get a few of those 2-in-1 sets. Out of these, I own the ice cream truck one. I don't think I'll be reviewing that anytime soon as well, just because I don't really have the time. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for the instructions. I get another LEGO Movie video game advertisement. So let's move on to our minifigure selection. Looking at our very first minifigure included, we have Robo Emmett, who is exclusive to this set with some exclusive prints for the legs. And the torso doesn't have any exclusive prints from the front, but we get these light gray hands for some robot arms, and we also get an exclusive face print there. For his accessory, we get a common coffee mug. You can take a look at the leg printing, which is kind of similar to the normal leg printing. We just get these little bits of silver from the bottom, and also from the middle there, again to represent the tinfoil that he put on his face and legs to make him into a robot. From the very back, you can see that we have one of those under the neck accessory pieces, which attaches the piece of resistance in the silver color, which is exclusive to this set. Haven't seen that piece in quite some time, wonder if LEGO will put it in a set again eventually. And then another thing to note about this particular version of Emmett is that we get that hair hat combo that we saw in the collectible minifigure series earlier on in January 2014, so that's pretty nice to get in this set as well. And you can also take that off to take a better look at the printing on the face to see that tinfoil look that we have over the typical yellow minifigure head, and I'll spin that around to take a better look at the back printing, which is also a very nice touch for this particular figure. We also happen to get an exclusive version of Wild Style, this being her space variant. We get some leg printing leading up to the belt piece, up to the main torso, sort of like the similar styling that we would see on her regular outfit, just on this blue, and you also see that little classic space identification there, which I also really like seeing. We get the blue arms and hands, and we also get that hood piece in blue, which is not exclusive, also coming in another set come 2016 for Spider-Man, so that's pretty interesting to note. The facial expression and the hairpiece should be the same exact ones that we've seen for other versions in 2014 right there, where you get the smile from the front, and you can spin that right around to see an unhappy look from the other side, and you also get that extra printing for the hairpiece, which is also a very nice touch. Of course, you can't have Benny's spaceship without Benny. This version of Benny is not exclusive, also coming in the LEGO Dimensions pack, as well as the Metal Beard Sea Cow direct-to-consumer from the same year. We would later see another version of Benny with a new facial expression come 2015. Now, this figure comes with an accessory of a walkie-talkie. We get no leg printing, no arm printing. We get that classic space logo that's a little scratched up and such from the front. No back printing. We get an under-the-neck accessory of that oxygen tank there, and we also get that classic space helmet. That also happens to have a special little defect there when it comes to there being a small crack. Of course, they couldn't give us a real cracked piece. This is just special for Benny. And then for the facial expression, we get a very nice open mouth smile there. And you can see from the other side, we get a very sad look for Benny from the other side. Probably one of my favorite things to collect at the time of the LEGO movie was all the different variations of Unikitty. Of course, that got old pretty quickly when they actually made the Unikitty sub-theme from LEGO, but looking at this particular version, nevertheless, we get some printing on this arch piece right there with that classic space logo. I really love that inclusion. You get the tail piece in blue for the very first time as well. And you can take a look from the other side, no printing from the other side of that arch piece. And we get that older style head connection, not the stamp piece, you get just the regular stud, which they changed over time because this does fall off pretty easily. Additionally, we get that print on the 1x3 brick that shows the regular Unikitty facial expression, and we also have just the blue overall to show the spacesuit. And from the very top, if you're interested, we also get that stud with the hole in the center, which has the unicorn horn in gold. And looking at our last minifigure, we have the villain of this set, the Robo pilot, who is exclusive. We get some brand new torso and head prints for this character. No leg printing. We get a gun for the accessory, which is nothing special. Get those light gray hands for, again, just this character being a robot. We get that octan symbol from the front of the torso. And you can spin them right around. You can take a look at the back printing. As for the facial expression, you get one of those silver head pieces. We'll remove the hat piece so you can take a better look at that from the front. And also from the back, you can see that we don't get any printing there, which is unfortunate, but it's fine for what it is, because it is, again, covered up by that helmet piece, which also happens to have a visor, so you can put that down while he's in the vehicle. Now within this set, we get one main build of Benny's spaceship, in addition to this Robo Police Interceptor, which we're going to start off with. So looking at the Robo Police Interceptor, it's a pretty simple small spaceship build. You get that cockpit area which you can lift up to place your minifigure inside of the Robo Police guy, the Robo Pilot guy. You can place him on the studded area and get a small control panel, which is a print that we'll also see within Benny's spaceship. And you can close it down nice and easily, no gaps that are really too visible, which I appreciate. Get some pretend guns from the front, and also from the sides, none of those like flick fire missiles or anything that we'll see on the other set. You get some small wings connected via those clip piece connections. We also get the octan symbol again on these wings, and also some more stickers up here on these 1x2 cheese loops. From the very back, you can also see that we get some engines, which are pretty nice to get. You know, there's a look at the bottom if you're interested in that. Overall, pretty simple, small design as a small enemy to go against the giant, massive Benny spaceship set. Now, looking at the behemoth that we have of Benny's spaceship, this is such a wonderful and fun build. There's so much going on, there's so many weapons, there's so many places you can place your character, so many things that you can detach, and so many hidden compartments. I really think this is one of the best LEGO movie sets ever made. So starting off with one of the first things that we actually build, from each side of the wings here, connected via a different type of clip piece connection, which we'll show momentarily, we have these small little spaceships that you can actually place some of your characters in if you want to have them detach and fly around the giant Benny spaceship where you have Benny in there. And you can put Emmett or Wild Style in one of these little spaceship compartments. You get a sticker from the front of this little cockpit area, which you can open and close using the clip piece connection to get another one of those little controls right there, 1x2 tile print this time, which we'll again see later on again within this particular set. You have some pretend guns, and the wings are connected via those clip piece connections, so you can actually fold these up if you're not using it, or you can have them both out. Another thing that you can do is you can actually have one of them facing out and one of them up against the side, and you can actually use this other different type of clip piece connection to connect it to the side of the actual spaceship. And lastly, as with all small spaceships, we gotta have a nice giant engine from the very back, and here's a look at the bottom of the build and all around if you're interested in that. So as I said, just reiterating, we get that different type of clip piece connection in order to actually attach these smaller ships from the side. You get another one from the other wing over here, same exact build with the stickers and all. Now working our way from the front of the ship and working our way back with all the details here, you get a pretty pointy tip from the top here using a lot of these cone pieces there and a lot of the 2x2 cylinders, bricks. We get a print on the slope piece with the classic space logo there. We'll see two more of those as we move towards the back of the ship. Though we're going to start seeing a lot of stickers. We get two from each side over here on these 2x4 tile pieces, which also support some clip piece connections with these smaller wings from the side, and also some flick fire missiles, which is something we saw a lot of back in the day. If you don't know how these work, all you gotta do is flick, and it goes out into the distance, never to be found again. Now readjusting the camera and getting back to the cockpit area, we get this giant windshield piece from the front of the ship in this translucent yellow, which is exclusive to this set and hasn't come in any other sets since this set released. We get some more stickers on these slope pieces right there with the LL929. I'm not sure what that's referencing. It might be like the first classic space set. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my memory. You can open this up using the different type of clip piece connection. In order to store your minifigures inside, we get some more of those like seat pieces, which we also saw on those smaller ships back there. We get some stickers on these 1x6 tile pieces for some controls towards the back. And we also have some more controls from the front, which you can see are more of those 2x2 slope pieces. With those prints, we'll see those prints a lot within this set. We'll get some closer looks momentarily, and of course some red and green buttons, and you can, again, just place your minifigures in there, which I'll show towards the end of the video. Another really cool building technique from the very front are these windows here, which also use those grate pieces. I really like how that looks, just to flesh out like the back engine sort of areas. Like, I think that's really cool how they did that. Also getting these hose pipe pieces in light gray, those are pretty nice to get. You get the clip piece connection and also the open stud connection down there. You get some of these rapid fire shooters here. All you gotta do to launch those out is press down, and it goes out into the distance, never to be found again. You do get an extra one of those if you lose any of these. We get those two from each side. Very nice and visible. You can remove those if you so desire. Another really cool thing about this particular area is that we get a special place to actually place your minifigure of Unikitty. I really like that they did make a special sort of cockpit area, sort of like R2-D2 within this ship, so you can place Unikitty in that general area. I mean, she doesn't really clip too easily. You just see that you have that yellow cylinder piece in order to separate her leg areas right there. You can easily just place her in that general area. You can also lock her in using this battle droid body piece, so that's another cool thing. Get another control panel from the front. Only problem here is, of course, with that connection for the head. Unikitty's head will definitely fall off pretty easily when she's placed in that particular area. So finishing up our look over here, we get some more stickers that just show like the latches, because this part is also supposed to completely come off. So just removing Unikitty real quickly, can lift this up to reveal more of an interior within this set. Now looking at this interior closer, most notably we get this print on this 1x4 tile piece, which is exclusive to this set. It's supposed to be a code that you can use in the LEGO Movie video game. I haven't actually tested it to see what it unlocks. If you know, write it in the comment section below and I'll pin your comment to the top. But needless to say, we get some more controls, places to sit your characters, and also You get this temperature reader from the very back, which I think is pretty cool, I guess measuring the temperature of space. From the other side over here, you can see that we also have some more clip piece connections, which are a little hard to get close to. That features some more tools. You get a hammer and you also get a wrench. Now when it comes to the wings over here, you have quite a lot going on. You have some more stickers on these cover-up pieces. You get more of these classic space prints that we saw one of from the very front of the ship a little earlier. Again, we get those different type of clip piece connections for the smaller ships, and also some stickers on these 2x4 tile pieces just to show that these can come off of here. Another thing that I think is really cool about this is from the very back you get the option to actually push this third bottom engine into the actual ship to expand the wings, and you can actually see a lot more of what's going on. Right here you can see a lot of the different Technic connections. I'll spin this upside down so you can take a better look at it momentarily. But we get this Technic connection right here as a cover-up for one of these cannon pieces, which also happens to have these yellow cannon blasters, I guess, as the ammunition. You can easily pull this back, and that'll launch this giant missile. You get two, one from each side. No extras of these if you lose them, unfortunately. But you can easily reload it as such and shoot it off as many times as you want. It is a little easier to shoot it off like that, as opposed to when it's actually really hidden within the actual ship like that. Now when it comes to the other side, we get the same exact sort of situation when it comes to the building techniques here, just reversed. You can also see that we have one of these pretend guns from the very top over here. I really love that. Building techniques from the front of this thing. I also really like using one of those wheel pieces there. If you own this set, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna take that off to show you. You have to get this set in order to actually see some of those special details in the building techniques. From the very middle over here, we also get this radar dish, which is connected via a different type of clip piece. You can also spin this around if you really want to in a 360 direction, if you're trying to get a pretend signal. But also under here, we also get some of these robot characters who you may or may not remember from just the original classic Space. Now these little robots are kind of similar to the ones that we saw way back when in the original classic Space theme. We get one with this translucent red visor and one with this translucent yellow visor. They both get these little antennae from the very top. And you also get these little arms that you can move up and down if you want to have them pretend to be working on the ship. And when it comes to storing these, you get one of these jumper plate pieces that you can easily just plop the back of this guy. You get that anti-stud area that you can plop your characters down. And we also have these red beams as sort of like, I guess, a charging station for these guys. And you can easily cover them up with that radar dish if you don't want to have it up the entire time. Now as we move to the end of looking at Benny's spaceship, we have the very back, where we have some more of these wings right here, which also features some special classic space stickers from each side. You can see that we get them on both sides of these. I'm not really going to show it from the other side. Well, maybe I will when I spin it over here, where you can see the different connections for these, where you get those hinge plates that allow these to go up and down if you really want to, though of course they are meant to stay in that particular stationary area. From the very back, you also get those engines right here using these giant wheel pieces, which also have some Technic connections with those studs to add on those 1x1 circular tiles in that translucent orange. Really love that addition. I really like also getting these pieces in that tan color. Those are pretty nice to get. And of course, as I said, you get the option to move in and out the wings using this third bottom engine piece right here, so you can bring them out and bring them in however you desire. So yeah, that pretty much does it for looking at Benny's spaceship. For those who like to look at the bottom of sets, here's a quick look at the bottom of this particular set. You see a lot of the base pieces. I really like getting a lot of these pieces in that dark gray color. And take a look at a lot of the different Technic connections in order to form the base. And here's just a look at the bottom area with the wings, and I'll also just show this one more time, so then you can see just that connection and how we have this sliding motion in order to have the wings go in and out of formation. So overall, for $100, is this set worth it? I mean, at the time period for $100, I don't know why you wouldn't pass up this set. The hype of the LEGO movie for the time was really, really big, and this was definitely one of their best sets from the summer wave. You get a pretty solid minifigure selection, including most of your main characters. Really, the only thing that I think would have been cool to see in addition to this set would be a Metal Beard inclusion, possibly similar to the one that we saw, say, in the Metal Beard Seek House set, just so then you can have him standing up on top of the spaceship. I think that would have been really cool. Though overall, the amount of play features, the amount of details, the weapons and everything within this set are really, really amazing, and it also makes for a great display piece in addition to a play piece. There's so many play features, but this set is also so displayable. For anyone who's a fan of LEGO and classic space, this is definitely a set that you're going to want to get at some point. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!